What it do, YouTube, man? It is your boy Solid back with another solid reaction, baby. And today, man, we got a banger of a video coming for y'all, man. We got the tragic story of Michael Jordan's victim. Now, this is the thing. I guess they're talking about the shot and the guy they shot the shot that might hit the shot on, which would be Craig Ehlo. I am sympathetic of Craig Ehlo, okay? Maybe I got a little soft spot for Craig Ehlo because at the end of the day, we criticizing him for the wrong reasons. He's a defensive player. You're going up against the GOAT. How can you really criticize somebody who had to go up against the GOAT? Anybody who goes up against the GOAT, if any of us step out on the court against Michael Jordan, we still getting cooked. So to the point of him getting cooked, what was it, like once? I think it was like twice. I think they lost it. I mean, the Cavs got blown out twice by the Bulls. Or was it 3 times? Yeah, I think it was 3 times that they got blown out by the Bulls. But anyway, the point of the matter is you're guarding the best player on the team and you're not even a starter at the time. You're coming off the bench. I don't understand. What are you talking about? It makes no sense. But, man, we're going to check this video out and see exactly what's going on in this one, man. But if this is your first time seeing your boy Solid on your screen, man, do me a favor, bro. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another Solid reaction, baby. But let's go ahead and get into this one and see what's going on.
You've all seen this iconic moment before.
Yeah.
In the first round of the 1989 playoffs, Cavs vs. Bulls, the deciding Game 5,
looks a little cleaner,
with the Bulls down by
nicer,
1 with
like
possession of the ball. Everyone in the world knew at this moment that the ball was going to Jordan, and so it did. He catches it on the elbow, dribbles to the foul line, and hits the game-winning, series-winning shot at the buzzer.
Left me too much time on the clock.
Years before Jordan's final shot against Utah in 1998, this moment against the Cavs was considered the greatest moment of Jordan's career. We've all heard the famous line from the announcer.
Heck yeah.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Ehlo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it! Set the Cleveland Cavaliers! Michael Jordan!
The shot on Ehlo. But who is Craig Ehlo?
A defensive.
It's a name we've heard of simply because
genius.
If you're a fan of basketball, you've probably seen this clip multiple times. However, most people have no idea who he actually is or how good he was as a player, or how this shot over Ehlo defined his own legacy and the legacy of the Cavs, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and in this video, I want to talk about the context and the lore behind Craig Ehlo, along with the very unorthodox rivalry between the Cavs and Bulls during that era. Let's get started.
All right, let's get into it.
Coming into the 1989 playoffs, the Chicago Bulls had an underwhelming season and entered as the mere 6th seed of the Eastern Conference, as they faced off against the 57-win 3rd-seeded Cavs. Now, these two teams already had some history. Let's rewind back 1 year and see what happened. In 1988, the roles were actually reversed. It was the Bulls who were the 3rd seed and the Cavs the 6th seed. In that 1988 series, the Bulls narrowly beat the Cavs 3-2, with Jordan averaging an astounding 45 points a game.
That's a one-man show.
That 45 points a game was the 2nd highest average for a single playoff series in NBA history, just behind Jerry West's 46 points a game in 1965. It was that series in 1988 that spawned a series of debates and headlines. Now, even though the Bulls won the series 3-2, that's kinda crazy how the lowly Cavs managed to pull off 2 wins, when Jordan was dropping like 40, 50 points a game on ridiculous efficiency. The Bulls should have swept them. On one hand, the media criticized the Bulls for being a one-man team. At this point of Jordan's career, it was a well-observed critique. Even though he's dropping buckets, his reputation was that of a player who was selfish, who did not make his teammates better. The Cavs, on the other hand, they were the complete opposite. They were a very well-rounded team, a balanced offense and defense that included the likes of Brad Daugherty, Mark Price,
Mark Price cut up, bro. One of the greatest point guards no one ever talks about. Mark Price was so shifty and was fast, bro, with the dribble. Just
Larry
cold.
Nance, Hot Rod Williams, Ron Harper, and of course,
See, no, y'all not gonna do that. Get this man his flowers. Y'all not see. Come on, that's Dale right there on the end. That is Dale Curry.
Opposite. They were a very well-rounded team, a balanced offense and defense that included the likes of Brad Daugherty, Mark Price, Larry
Come on,
Nance,
man.
Hot Rod
That's Dale. I know Dale when I see Dale, man. That's Dale Curry right there.
Williams, Ron
30
Harper,
on him, with the
and of
30
course,
on him,
a
with the
bench
whole
player
30 on the
named
clip.
Craig Ehlo. I'll talk more about Ehlo later. So basically, the Cavs and Bulls were polar opposites. A one-man wrecking ball versus a team that looked more like, an actual team.
Yeah.
You can even tell by the numbers in that series. Besides Jordan, nobody else
45,
averaged more than
10,
11
10,
points a
8,
game.
7.
For the Cavs, it was a balanced
More
attack.
balanced. Price, yeah.
In fact, the Bulls' reliance on Jordan started becoming a running joke in the locker room. In a Sports Illustrated article from 1988 by Jack McCallum, this is what he wrote. Nevertheless, the ears of the Bulls' management positively burn when the phrase one-man team is uttered anywhere in the vicinity, which is why Chicago general manager Jerry Krause could be found in the deliriously happy Bulls locker room after Sunday's triumph, buttonholing everyone in sight and saying, "One-man team, huh? No way this is a one-man team." The Bulls themselves jokingly called their system the Archangel Offense. An assistant coach explained, "If that's where we give the ball to Jordan and say, 'Save us, Michael.'"
Eee.
Anyway, fast forward back to 1989, and the Cavs and Bulls meet once again. This time, the Cavs being the heavy favorites to win. The Bulls actually regressed this season compared to last, and the critics of MJ were very loud. Individually, he was dominating, but before the series even started, the Bulls were written off. However, as y'all know, he proved the doubters wrong. He didn't average 45 a game this time, he only averaged a measly 39.8 points a game. But his assist numbers stood out, as he got his teammates more involved.
Oh, got him.
That was the difference between this series and the previous one. It looked like a whole different MJ. While Craig Ehlo was a bench player, he played a significant amount of minutes and was known to be a great defender.
Yes.
The Cavs' sole purpose for playing Ehlo was so that he can defend MJ. In fact, in the deciding Game 5, the 27-year-old Ehlo was having the game of his life.
I think he had like 26
Ehlo
points.
not only scored 24 points,
24.
which at that point of his career, it was a playoff career high,
Yeah.
but he also hit the shot right before MJ shot. Ehlo made a layup with 3 seconds left in the game to give the Cavs the lead. At this point, it really did look like everything was going right for the Cavs. Then, it didn't. It was after the series when everyone started to realize the Bulls had the Cavs' number. It would be proven true in the following years too. The Bulls eliminated the Cavs in the playoffs 5 times in 7 years during Jordan's reign.
5 times in 7 years?
We've heard the talk of teams like the Knicks and Pacers and Jazz being incredibly unlucky to play in the same era as MJ, because they might have won some titles otherwise. But nobody really says it about the Cavs, even though they also had a legit chance in some years too.
And the reason why, the reason why I feel like people say that a lot of times, like, oh, well, why they don't think of the Cavs having a legit chance, it's because they're like the Spurs. The Spurs really don't got a superstar player. Mark Price is great, is an amazing point guard, but most people don't even know who Mark Price is. Like, they're like, Mark Price, I don't know no Mark Price. But Mark Price used to, like, people would tell you, like, let me think. Mike will tell you that Mark Price used to bust they, but Isaiah Thomas would tell you, Charles Barkley, Magic could tell you, Mark Price used to bust people up. Like, it was crazy. Like, but that's just what I'm saying. Like, he was so fit into a system designed for them that they didn't have a single star. They had a bunch of great individuals that came together to make an amazing team. So it was hard for anybody to be like, man, they're good. Like, even with the Spurs, the Spurs is still a good team, but because they don't have a superstar, and they're back to their old way, which is how Pop likes it, where everybody's in a group together as a basketball team. It's more or less stuck on the fact of the matter that we don't know what the Spurs are doing. Like, nobody, like, be honest, do you keep up with the Spurs? If you're not a Spurs fan, do you keep up with the Spurs? Like, the last time you thought about the Spurs was back when Tim Duncan, Parker, and Kawhi and Gasol were running together. After that, we haven't really talked about them. And it's because there's no superstar. So it's crazy to think about it like that. But, I mean, it's true. That's why a lot of teams don't remember the Cavs. Like, why would I remember them? They barely even,
It's not their fault that Jordan was the Cavs killer. These Cavs teams also got lost in history over the decades. I think it's because they didn't have many memorable players, at least not many household names at the time, whereas the other teams had superstars. That's the unfortunate reality of a team that was well-rounded from top to bottom. They tend to be forgotten if they did not win a title. Anyway, fast forward another year to 1990, Craig Ehlo finally worked his way into the starting lineup and had a breakout season, averaging over 13 points a game.
Good pass.
For the first time of his career, he felt like he had his own identity.
Look at Mark Price.
He desperately wanted to get rid of that image of being, the guy who Jordan hit the shot over. For a while, it really did look like Ehlo was slowly getting rid of that reputation. Until this happened. On March 28th, 1990, Jordan recorded the greatest scoring game of his career.
Yeah, 69 points on him. But we're not going to put that all on Mark Price. On Craig Ehlo. Mark Price guarded him a little bit. Some centers guarded him a little bit. And we can't put that all on Craig. Don't do that to Craig.
He dropped 69 points against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And who was the guy responsible for guarding him? It was none other than Craig Ehlo. The thing is, Ehlo had a great game himself, scoring 26, but nobody remembers
that. I was thinking of, okay.
Once again, this game was all about Jordan. Because of these moments, the legacy of Craig Ehlo has been forever linked to Michael Jordan. And sadly for him, he was always on the wrong side of it. Fast forward a couple more years later to 1993. In the playoffs, this time, the Cavs were once again equipped with a strong roster, winning 54 games on the season. The Bulls were coming off back-to-back championships, seeking their third, but they regressed a bit from their previous two runs. And so, this set the stage for the 2-seeded Bulls and the 3-seeded Cavs to face off in the semifinals, in what was supposed to be a tightly contested matchup. I mean, in the year prior, they met in the conference finals and the series went to 6, so this time it was expected to be another tough series for the Bulls. Except, it wasn't. This time, the Bulls swept them in 4 games, and in Game 4, Jordan hit another game-winning shot to knock him out. It wasn't over Ehlo this time, but he was on the floor to witness it. This was also symbolic in a way, because it was Ehlo's last game in a Cavaliers uniform, and also the last time he was ever relevant. A few months later in the 1993 offseason, he signed with the Atlanta Hawks, and spent his last few years back on the bench until his retirement. I didn't know he played for the Sonics though, I thought he quit with the Hawks. After Craig Ehlo's career was over, he struggled quite a bit dealing with his addiction, but most of it was caused by his injuries in the NBA. Basically, throughout his playing days, he had a ton of back problems that ultimately led to multiple surgeries and a lot of pain. His most recent surgery coming in 2010, which was his 3rd surgery on his back. As a result of his back pain, Ehlo got addicted to prescription painkillers. It spiraled out of control. In one instance, he was so out of it that he started burning his own clothes, and he had to get rescued. This is how he described it. Quote, "I was loopy and they were taking my stuff and I just said, 'Screw y'all,' and started burning my clothes. It made me confront my addiction and start on repairing my life and my relationships with my family. The support from my wife, my kids, all my family was incredible. They made what could have been hard easier." Thankfully, he recovered and he's doing well now. Anyway, that concludes the video. For a guy who was the 48th overall pick of the draft, Ehlo had a great career and was a crucial piece of a playoff team for many years.
And Mike talked straight trash right there. I know he is.
In 10 of the 14 seasons he played in, which is quite remarkable. It's unfortunate his career has been reduced to being, the guy who contested MJ's shot, or the guy who was on the opposite end of Jordan's career-high 69 points. That's basically all he's remembered for now. But Ehlo had his moments too, and was always a positive influence on his teammates, even when things never went his way. Anyway, that's all folks. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you all so
Alright, man, so I'm gonna be real with you, man. This is the fact. Like I said earlier, Craig Ehlo deserves all his flowers. It don't matter. It don't matter if that shot don't make it, but it does hurt. It does hurt. I'm still a Michael Jordan fan at the end of the day. So I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, it hurts. But man, thank you guys for checking out this video, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another solid reaction, brother. Now, let me go ahead and say this. If you do like the content and you do want to just chill and hang out with me, I will be dropping my Discord in the description where we talk basketball, all type of content down there, man. So make sure y'all hit that if y'all want to. I'm going to get out of here. Peace.